Hello, everyone out there in podcast world. I hope you're having a wonderful day. You're listening to or watching a Service Business Mastery podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tersh Blissett, sitting virtually next to my co-host, Joshua Crouch. And if you've never listened to or watched this podcast, it's a podcast based on home service businesses, the skilled trades. We focus a lot on HVAC, plumbing, electrical, but we also talk to landscapers and everything else in between, and anybody that services the residential homes and light commercial. We talk about the business side of things, not so much technical stuff, but anybody who's a business owner, a service tech, or a manager who's considering becoming a business owner themselves. Our target with this podcast is to help answer some unasked questions that you may have, or questions that you've forgotten over the years. So with that being said, I'm super excited to talk. Today's not our normal schedule. We normally are always on Wednesdays, and today's Thursday that we're recording this. And I'm super excited to talk to Danielle. She's a multiple time guest on the show, and we always have great conversations. I think one of the funniest shows was when we had the cat lady on.
Jokes.
We had
I
a great
still
time.
remember that to this day. That was like, it was right before AHR opened. So we had
It was
like the
early in the morning, like 7 o'clock in the morning, which is not me.
It woke us up, that's for sure.
We had a great time, but we have Jim Hinshaw. He's the VP of Sales with Service Nation, and Danielle Putnam is with the New Flat Rate. And if you don't know who she is, we'll do introductions once they come on. But I'm super excited to talk. The Business Uncensored. I was at the event last year, and we did some live streaming at the event and did some recording. And it was a really awesome event, and we had a great time. But this year they're partnered up with Service Nation for the
Service World Expo. I got you.
Man, thank you. I'm like,
what did Julie put in that coffee, man?
Right. Good stuff.
Yeah, so they're partnered up this year. The event is October 3rd through the 6th. It's going to be in Phoenix, Arizona. So about 40 minutes for me, which is great. So I don't have to fly, and Tersh gets to stay at our house. But it's going to be really cool. Pretty much going to be a week long, but there's going to be different elements because Business Uncensored isn't exactly what Service World is, and Service World isn't exactly what Business Uncensored is. So it's going to be a nice combination for those who want to get both the education and knowledge, and then also see the vendors and everything that goes on with the expo.
Is that it, Josh?
That's it.
You just stopped.
I'm done.
All right, so let's get started. No, let's get started. But really, first, I want to say a huge shout out to everybody that makes this show possible. Upfrog, and I've been working on my Upfrog account today, and Josh has seen me. He's in a group chat with Justin and Noah. I've been asking questions and stuff, and it's really cool putting the pricing online. I think it's a really awesome concept, and I haven't done it. I've always been messing around with it, but I haven't actually done it. And so I've been working on that. And then the reactivation of clients and re-engaging the clients through automation and AI is really cool. But that
we should one of the next things we should do, because Google's changing what you can do with products in your Google My Business. I won't get into
I read that this morning.
But they are trying to put more product related things in the search results, which if you are offering online pricing and products and things like that, you might be able to get some of that stuff on page one. We don't know what that looks like yet, but it is cool. It is changing. Like everything with Google, it's always changing. But yeah, being upfront about your pricing is definitely something Google's pushing for. So whether you love it or you hate it, it's coming. Yeah.
It's here. So with that being said, it's Sarah. We're onboarding with Sarah as well. So everybody actually that's a sponsor of the show that partnered with us.
Tersh is like the easiest sale ever. Like you just come on the show. So anyone who wants to sell Tersh or anything, just come on our show as a guest. He's probably going to buy it from you. And because I see the emails with our guests and stuff, and I'm like, oh, Tersh probably going to buy that too.
Thanks a lot, Josh.
Yeah, you're welcome. I called you out.
Sarah, Billy and the team over at Sarah, they're great. We're onboarded. We go live next week, I think, with Sarah. They're a CRM platform, and what can I say? It's just a simple process. It's if it's difficult, it's not in the program. And there's times where I get very frustrated with other CRMs where you have to do like 12 different clicks to find something, and that's just not the case with Sarah. But You want to talk about the last two since I talked about the first two?
Yeah. So Emerson is our newest partner of the show. And we have some great conversations with them at the AHR Expo this last year about giving back to the community, getting back involved, getting your local community pushing the trades, because we all know, and we're going to make a little announcement here later about AI and some other things that are going on, but AI is going to push a lot of different, more so in the white collar segment of things. Some of those jobs are probably going to go away. They might change, but getting the word out there that you can make a great living in the trades and also enjoy it, I think is really important. And Emerson has some great resources to help you do that. So definitely check that episode out. We put some stuff in the show notes of that one. And then Company Cam's been a partner for a while now, and they just do a great job as a digital asset management solution. I talk to contractors all the time. They don't have a system to save their photos, save their
video. All on people's phones.
It's on people's phones. It's on their tablets. It's sitting in a desktop computer somewhere that's only accessible to one person. Company Cam centralizes all that stuff so you can repurpose it, make before and afters. You can put it on your website. You can make Google My Business posts, social media posts. Like, it opens up the door for you to really expand your marketing and to show your market what you're able to do.
Yeah. Very good, Josh. You did a great job.
I almost practiced that.
Are you looking for valuable business advice to reach that 7-figure revenue mark? Do you want actionable tips to properly navigate through every business challenge you encounter along the way? Let Tersh, Blissett, and Josh Crouch be your guide in getting you to the top here at Service Business Mastery. Tune in as they sit down with world-renowned authors in business, leadership, and personal growth who share valuable insights about management, marketing, pricing, human resources, and so much more. Let their nuggets of wisdom gold guide you in owning a thriving, profitable, and ever-growing business. Here are your hosts, Tersh and Josh.
Hey, welcome to the show, guys.
You guys are so cool.
You guys rock. Our wives don't think so.
No, but how about this? Do you see what Julie, the comment Julie made in Facebook? It was early in the morning about the cat puns.
That's funny.
That was one of our most fun episodes. Like, literally, that was, I don't think I've laughed harder in an episode with just trying to catch the cat puns when she was saying them. It was Rosalind, right?
Yeah, and Rosalind's just so fun, right? No, I know, and she's the best. And so then my brother stole her from me, right? And so now she's working at an HVAC company. Yeah, and he calls me and he's like, "Hey, Danielle, I just wanted to let you know, Rosalind's going to come start working for me, because if I'm going to get to the next level in my business, I have to have a Rosalind on my team." I'm like, duh, that's why she was on my team. And you took her.
That's funny. So for those who are listening and don't know who you two are, would you mind taking a second and introduce yourself?
Go ahead, Danielle.
Thanks. Well, hey guys, thanks so much for having us. It's a big deal that we're here. We really appreciate it. And my name is Danielle Putnam. I'm the president of the New Flat Rate. We do menu pricing. We also do a lot of coaching and training, a lot of ride-alongs with techs all across the US and Canada. And our annual business conference is called Business Uncensored. This used to be a members only event, and then we opened it up to the public. And this year, the reason we're all here to talk today is because we have partnered with Service World Expo to bring you one big, wonderful, incredible event, a 2-for-1. And so that's who I am and why I'm here.
That you really undervalued that. That was a very undervalued introduction, just by the way. Former president of the Women HVACR, 40 under 40. Like, we could go on for like hours with.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Mr. Jim, how about you?
So I'm Jim Hinshaw, Vice President of Sales at Service Nation. We're a group of consultants that work with the trades. It was founded 23 years ago. Matt Michelle, David Heimer, they retired January this year, and we've got several thousand members. Can I just say it that way?
Yeah.
I don't have to say the number, do I? A couple
A
hundred
lot.
thousand. How about that? A couple 100,000 members. We're thrilled to be here. And literally, I've known Danielle for years, worked with her in a consulting business back in the day, and she sets the bar high for doing what needs to be done for a business owner today, helping improve sales, profitability, and all those things. And we're in that same category. And so when we started thinking about, wow, what if we did a one big conference together, it'd have a draw that's amazing, that's much better than either one of us could do on our own. So that's what we've done. And we've combined forces to put together a conference that's going to end all conferences. And I know, Josh, there's a lot of competition out there, right? You got these other guys springing up from nowhere. Oh, hey, well, I can just tell you that ours is a very big conference. And Danielle, I'm thinking we're going to have probably in the neighborhood of 2,000 attendees. So it's at the convention center.
Awesome.
2,500, 3,000.
Well, now that you're on our podcast, it's going to be like 3 for sure.
Oh,
I know.
I didn't count yours yet. Okay, so that's 3 plus the 4 that we already had. We're at 7.
I don't know. Do we have that many listeners? I don't even know.
I can do a Baptist. It's going to be about 25,000. That's what it is.
So I will give a huge plug to Josh and his crew that push out the podcast. We have we're averaging just under 120,000 downloads a month right now.
Wow.
Man.
Which is crazy.
Great job.
That's completely different than it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
That's exciting. Good job,
That's
guys.
the only reason I'm here.
It is really, truthfully.
I like it.
That in your face.
Uh,
I have a face for radio, so that's what my mom always tells me, anyways.
It's so awesome you guys did that because, like, we talked about it a little bit before, and some of it's in jest, but the fact that 2 conferences, like, instead of just like, well, no, I'll just grow my own thing, right? Like, it's that ego thing, but instead of you guys decided to partner together because it's best for the attendees to get the value of both the speakers and
Oh, that's the best view of you, Josh, right there.
Well, can I finish what he's saying? Josh is right. You know, we were actually being, Jim and myself, and then our companies have been friends for such a long time that we would consider each other's calendars. It's like, oh, wait, we can't have BU the same time as SWE, and so we'd check with each other. When's your event? When's our event? And then our members were constantly saying, and probably yours too, Jim, well, which event can I go to? Because I can only be away from my business for so long, and they're 2 weeks apart, right? And it was inconvenient for people, but yet people wanted to go to both. And then last year, the big complaint from everybody, it's hunting season. Why are you guys having these shows in hunting season?
Right. Welcome to South Georgia.
And so we listened, right? We took all that into consideration, and we're like, really, what are we doing? Why don't we do something together? And what would that look like?
Jim, really quick, again, will you tell us the dates and location?
It's going to be in lovely Phoenix, Arizona at the Convention Center, 3rd through the 6th. Actually, I think it's okay to say this. We're doing a Joseph Grow Foundation golf tournament on Monday, the 2nd. And it's a shotgun start off about 8:30 or 9, be done around 2:30. It's for if you don't know Joseph Grow, GROH, you can Google it. And he's got a foundation that helps people that have been in the trades, almost any trade, that are incapacitated with some life-changing disease or an accident. Either one.
You talk about I consider myself a manly man. Like I'm just one of those guys that's very stoic, and I just hang out in the corner.
You're like the girliest manly man I've ever.
Shush, Josh, be quiet. But whenever that video came on last year at Service World, I was like, oh gosh, I gotta leave. Like, I can't watch people.
I still remember the one 2 years ago. Like, I vividly remember the story and everything that was put together. Like, it was incredible what that foundation did for that family. It's such a cool thing to be able to kind of help one of our own, right? Like, help someone that has given their life to the trades, and they just something happens, an accident. It's really cool that foundation exists.
So what's happened in this year, we've now passed the $1 million mark in terms of funding for recipients. Okay. And we've got 30 states represented. That's the number of states that we've been involved in with recipients, coast to coast, California to New York. So it's really been an exciting time.
Yeah.
Danielle, is it okay to say this? I'm going to go ahead and say it.
I don't know what you're going to say.
Well,
Oh boy.
so we
Where's
had
the mute
our
button?
International Roundtable event in Nashville just in April. Okay. And so they thought the Joseph Grow Foundation said, well, what would be fun is to auction off some stuff, right? They auctioned me off. And yeah.
How much did you raise?
I'm pretty sure that's
$8,500,
illegal.
thank you. Yeah, I'm a guy. I've got this. It's not a dress rehearsal. It's live. So Jerry Kelly, right there in St. Charles, Missouri, he went ahead and put up $8,500 payable to the Joseph Grow Foundation, not to me.
Wow.
And I came in for a full day of training with their techs and their office staff.
That's very cool.
Wow.
It was excellent. It was just such a great event, and they are great people. Had 16 technicians there. Shut down the service department for the whole day, so it was fun.
That's exciting. That's cool.
And
Awesome.
It's so cool to hear stories like that in the trades because, like when you're involved in the day to day and you're on these Facebook groups and stuff, it's just like some of the negativity that surrounds our trade and the stuff that happens sucks you in. And to see this and hear this stuff happen really shines a bright light on just how great the people are in our community.
Yeah. So we ended up at that event, I think we gained $33,000 in contributions. So we're looking at even more for the event in Phoenix, and we're excited about it. That's our foundation of choice for the Service Nation, always has been. So yeah, it's a great thing. Yeah. Golf tournament, and I don't know the details. So Josh asked me earlier, where's it going to be held? I'm not sure. But
do you know where they can get signed up?
They can get signed up on we've got a website, serviceworldexpo.com. And there you can go and see the schedule and register for things, including the conference. You can register for the conference. Yep.
Yeah, if you go to the website, it's right at the top right-hand side. It's big, colorful button that says register, so you can't miss it. But just check out the website for that. You can register for the golf event. You can register for the event itself. And Phoenix in October, still a little warm, but it's probably going to be nicer than a lot of areas of the country. So
it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful, Josh. Don't say a little warm. No. It's beautiful. It's millionaire weather. That's millionaire weather time where the millionaires go. Okay. Yeah.
You know what I figured out about Phoenix? They don't know how to do winter.
Move here, man. It's like 333. It's like 330 days.
I was there, and it was like 72 degrees outside, and every place we went into had the heater on at 80. I was like, y'all are killing me. We went to Taco Bell the day we were leaving Tucson, and
that's so funny.
Josh and I just like happened to go let's hit this Taco Bell on the way out of town. We walked inside, and I'm sitting there, and I wear what I have on right now. I mean, with typically a jacket too. And I'm like, Josh, I got to come out of this. I'm sweating. I literally had beads of sweat rolling off my head. That's so funny. Hot. It was terrible. They're not used to that. October should be a lot better.
Well, hey, I want to piggyback onto that, Jim, because I think everybody needs to go. This is plenty of notice. So if you're going to go out to BU and SWE, let's just go early together. Let's all plan on golfing on Monday. Get all of your busyness out of your mind, golf, hang out on the course, and then we can start our business conference on Tuesday together. But I'm going to play. Are you playing?
Oh, there it is. I'm going to be there, Danielle. I'm going to be there. But
don't be a chicken.
They banned me from the course. They go, no, we can't afford the costs and equipment.
Damages.
And occasionally, there's a golf cart that ends up in a lake. It had to have bad brakes. I don't know how.
Tersh is driving.
It wasn't me. I was not. No, I was actually driving, but I got distracted. Okay, it was a squirrel. So
yeah.
Jim, I have a really quick, fun little golf story. I was at this, speaking at this marketing workshop a couple weeks ago, and after the first day, it was up in Utah. We went to, the big golf, the the big golf place where you just hit. They play like games like Angry Birds and stuff.
Like Top Golf.
Top Golf.
Yeah.
So I'm hitting there, and I walk in. I was like, I'm just gonna hit the ball as far as I can. I don't care about these games. I'm like my fourth hit, and the driver head literally flies off the club and goes about 100 yards. It went further than the ball, and literally just flies out.
That's not how it's supposed to do it. You're not supposed to do that.
The guy comes down. He's like, "Do you know where it went?" I'm like, "Dude, that thing flew. Like, it's way out there. Like, your guy on the cart's gonna have to pick that up because I have no idea where it is."
It's gone. She gone.
Yeah. It was fun. I've never had that happen before. I used to play a lot of golf, and so I've never had a club break like that unless I intentionally broke it.
Whoa, this just turned into anger management.
That was much younger me. Not younger Josh.
So Danielle, let me ask you this question, Danielle. First off, like, who's going to be there talking? But then how do we, because sometimes we go to these conferences, like we hung out a lot at AHR Expo, and we bump into each other, and it's really funny because like we bumped into you and Rosalind at like 7:30 in the morning, and then we bump into you at like 4:00 in the afternoon, and physically we look like just completely drained because of just the like abundance of information that's coming into us. How do you avoid the overwhelm, but at the same time, like, do you look at a schedule and try and book it out? And like, because I've done that before where I'm like, all right, here's the map, here's the different speakers, I'm going to go do X, Y, and Z, but then I get to talking to somebody, and I'll stand out, and like your dad, perfect example, stand out in the hallway the entire time of a speaker where we're just talking the whole time, and then the people come out of the room, we're like, oh, I guess I missed that one.
Yeah, I love the question. A couple of years ago, and I've said this before, I went to a show and I skipped out and I went jet skiing in the middle of the day, and it was because I needed it, right? Yeah. And so I think it's really important to look at these shows and pre-plan. I want everybody listening to come to Service World and Business Uncensored because I 1000% believe that they need to be there. But it is important to think ahead of what you need and what your business needs, right? Sometimes you need to go golfing for a day and then hit a couple sessions and then go out with some buddies or hang out in the hall and visit with no guilt. You're there to learn what you need to make the relationships and the connections that you need for your business. And with the overwhelm, you can't do anything with that, right? Like you don't need to go to every single session. It's too much, and you can't implement all of it unless you're Josh. Like everybody else can't implement it all, right? You
stress yourself out almost.
You do. And then you feel guilty, and it's kind of like a waste of time, right? So I think it's really important to look at it ahead of time. What I love about this event this year, Service World, of course, has an incredible expo hall. So they've got all your favorite vendors and new ones. And I keep saying, hey, can we shout out some new names on here? And they're like, no, you can't. I'm like, but people want to know.
Yes, we can.
So there's going to be great vendor partners there in that expo hall. And that's where you can take your time and visit with companies and say, oh, okay, what do you do? How can you help my business? And you can really learn some new things, or maybe there's something specific you need. And then, of course, they've got the keynotes. Look at this. I printed some pictures. So you remember Full Time? Can you see that in the background? So this guy right here, Richard Karn, he's going to be one of the keynotes. So that's going to be fun. And then this guy, Tommy Milo.
Tommy Milo.
He's one of the He's one of the keynotes.
I see that guy literally like every day somewhere.
Yeah.
Tommy.
You know what? On a webinar in the digital, like it was like a digital marketing thing. Yeah. He's on the webinar for that too. I'm like, God, this guy literally is everywhere.
Yeah.
He's right there in Phoenix.
Yeah. I did this podcast with him a couple years ago, and I was like, I guess I didn't know him that well. And we have this podcast, and then he blows up and he's all over the place. And it's easy to look at him and think, oh, life is just easy for him, or he's this or he's that. But then if you pick up his book, and you cannot help but to love the guy. Right. Because I was reading his book the other day, and he's like, hey, if you don't know your numbers, that's okay. Let's start here. If you don't know, how to dispatch, that's okay. Let's start here. Like, what a great way to talk to people.
Right.
I love the guy.
Yeah.
He's so down to earth. I had a conversation with him 2 years ago. We just happened to hang out in an expo hall at an expo, and we just hung out and talked. And I was like, how do you, because I am of the thought process of the Angie's List, the home advisors. You just get sucked in, you lose money on it. Like unless you like truly know what to do. Man, he was like, oh, this is how you do it. Just go this. I'm like, man, you just made that sound so simple.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes. So he's one to know. So definitely come and spend some time with him there. And then I know that there's going to be another keynote that I haven't been allowed to know who it is yet. It's like super secret. Jim, do you know?
I can't tell you.
So
you'll just have to come and see. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
So there's another super secret keynote. And then we've got our breakouts. And so we've got some great breakouts, right? And that's what you're used to with Service World. So now with the combination of Business Uncensored is a high-level business owners conference and for their implementers. And so what we say is, hey, as the owner, come, be prepared to learn more for how to run your business, but bring your implementer because you can't implement everything that you learn. So bring somebody with you. So what is so awesome, I mean, stop me if I'm talking too much, guys, but I have to say this. So don't stop me yet. But the 2-for-1, okay? You get one price, gets you a full all access pass into everything that you need.
Yeah.
So you can go to Business Uncensored conference sessions, and you go into, breakout rooms. And of course, you get the keynotes and the general sessions for SWE all under one access badge, one price point. You get everything. So it is the time to bring somebody else from your company, bring more people with you, bring your implementers, bring some, maybe some service managers and some technicians and CSRs, bring more people on your team because we've made it so affordable for you to be able to all be there together and gain more value. In the Business Uncensored room, everybody's welcome. You don't have to be a new flat rate member. And so just take a look at the schedule, look at our sessions and our topics, and look at the Service World breakouts and those sessions and topics, and plan which ones do you need in your business.
And just to jump on that comment right there, it's okay to go back and forth. You don't have to spend all day in Business Uncensored or all day in the expo. You can do one session, another session, go back and forth. I think there's a is this a word? Plethora? A plethora?
I like it.
Plethora?
Plethora. That's it. I knew that.
Tomato. I mean,
yeah, whatever. We got it.
We'll go with what Jim said.
There's a lot of topics. Okay, a lot of topics that are available that can help your business no matter what level. And that's one of the things that we're doing different this year is our breakout sessions are going to be designed in 4 different levels. 0 to 1 million, 1 million to 3.
Oh, that's cool.
5 million up, 10 million up. So you got an idea. If you're a $10 million company, your needs and the things you're thinking about are far different from the guy doing $1.2 million. Okay.
Yeah.
Not that they're any better. There's different.
Yeah.
I really like that idea.
We're going to have breakout sessions designed for each one of those ages or each one of those levels of membership in your business. So you can say, okay, I need to find out more about advertising and I'm doing $3.5 million. Then you've got a target to go to hear about advertising for your level of business.
It's so often that we talk to people and they're at we're at 50 million.
Yeah.
And then, our audience, the audience that's listening may be they just started out and they're at 500,000. Like that's really cool to listen to. And I love the idea of dreaming of 50 million, but I need 550,000.
I can't get out of my truck right now.
The
guy at 50, the company at 50 million is got a whole different set of problems than the person that's at 500,000. So it's really cool that you guys have split it up. Yeah. Word on the street is supposedly we're talking about something. Tersh and I.
Yeah.
That sucks to be them.
There's a chance of that.
No. You're plugging yourself, and I haven't even done it yet. I am so excited. Josh says that he's plugging himself, right?
I'm just kidding.
Like, how do you not know?
Surprise, Tersh.
So Tersh and Josh have agreed to do a session. They're going to be on the Business Uncensored stage talking about the disruption of AI in the trades.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Whoa.
That's something we can nerd out for days on.
Yeah. We'll probably have to get Tersh, you're going to have to come to Phoenix early so we can
plan that. We got to rehearse that one a couple times and condense it down.
It's funny because obviously people that watch and listen to the show, they see us get together, but Tersh and I well, he sends me TikToks all the time. He knows I don't watch TikToks. That's why I think he sends them to me. And he always sends me like the latest AI one and stuff like that. We're always just kind of joking back and forth. And then of course we like to put some of this stuff together. Like, hey, look at what we created. Look at this, look at that. Yeah. But there's so much noise about AI. Literally, you can't spend one day without seeing it in the news, seeing an email about it, seeing it on Facebook or whatever.
It get overwhelming. If we were talking about fire hydrant at the expo, I mean, trying to learn AI at this point can be just an overwhelming, like a fire hydrant of information itself.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to bring it to what should you focus on and what is a deep dark hole that you probably don't need to waste your time on, because Tersh and I probably wasted our time on it already.
Yeah, guaranteed it.
But it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I know Tersh has talked on a bigger stage before, so this is kind of fun for me to get in front of an audience and have the nervous sweats and all that kind of stuff going on, and hopefully we don't have too many.
The first time I ever got in front of a group of people, like ever in my life, got in front of a group of people, was at my high school graduation with 3,000 people, and I sang on the stage.
Is there a video of this?
There is somewhere, but Lord help us, please don't share it.
I'm gonna talk to Julie.
Yeah,
I don't think she's ever seen it. That's why we're married, because
like a solo.
No, it was me and two other guys. Our graduations. I don't even know.
Where did you go to high school? That's a huge high school.
No, that's not just the students. That was the parents and everybody.
Okay,
like in the crowd. Yeah.
I didn't know you could sing.
Yeah.
I think you should open with that. Actually,
no. I instantly regret everything that I said the past 30 seconds.
I already got some social media content.
We got to erase that from your mind.
Put it on Facebook right now.
I'm gonna make sure Rita highlights this in the notes.
You guys have to come. Everybody has to come, because seriously, we'll put on your music and everything, Tersh.
We'll do it.
Gosh.
You can do it.
I mean, you can just start. Yeah, you can just start the session with your song.
Nope.
Any song. Doesn't have to be your song. Could be any song. Yeah.
So what exactly is it going to be like?
The audience is speaking, man. It's
no, we're not doing that. We're going to change the subject now. So the difference between Business Uncensored and Service World Expo, like I guess Jim can kind of talk a little bit about the Service World Expo side.
Well, we've had a traditional model for us anyway that said, well, let's do some breakout sessions. Let's do some business sessions. Let's do some sessions on sales, marketing, advertising, whatever you want, and we poll the members every year to say, what do you want to see? What do you want to hear? But this year we've done it a little bit differently in that we've segmented it by size of business, and that's unique. And the second thing is, in the past, I don't ever want to be anything negative, okay? But in the past, we've had sometimes people that were up there to sell their stuff to the audience. Okay?
Oh yeah, it's just a pitch fest.
Yeah,
we get that on the podcast every.
Okay, is it possible that can happen on a podcast?
Have people bring value, because otherwise, that's what it sounds like. It's like people just want to sell their stuff. It's like, give us some insights into like how they could do this for themselves or things like that. Like,
and it's okay to say, well, you could use a tool like this, but to pitch it and make that the whole core of your presentation, that's not going to happen. So we are guarding that particular aspect, because that's happened in the past. So we're saying, no, you must demonstrate value and bring something to the table that it might involve your product, but in most cases, they're contractors who have done what they said they're going to do, who have done, in some cases, exited the business, but in many cases, they decided not to exit, they stayed in. Lou Habaika Services is talking a couple. Is it okay to say his name? I just did.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Good.
He's right here in the Phoenix area.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's right here. And
he's a car guy too, which makes him more
let me tell you. Yeah, he's got cars. He's got a garage that had room for, I think, 8 cars. And when he bought the 10th one, his wife said, "Are you crazy?" He says, "No, I've got a rack. I can lift them up." And he does. He's got them lifted up and parked underneath. So yeah, he figured it out, and he's adding on to that garage.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I took a left turn there. I didn't mean that. But Lou Habaika put a package together. He and his two brothers owned Habaika Services, bought it from their dad probably 25, 30 years ago. There came a time when they go, it's not time to do this anymore as three brothers. And so Lou said, let's go ahead and put a package together. And they sold the business, but he stayed. He stayed in as general managers. That was 2 years ago, still there, doing a great job. I think they sold to Service Champions out of California. And so
correct me if I'm wrong. Was he a speaker on the virtual event like in 2020 or something? I remember that was a really good. He did a really good speak.
Oh, let me tell you, and again, it's one of those heart-rendering stories of how his dad was at the Battle of the Bulge, and his dad took a bullet and thought he died. And it turned out the bullet was deflected by a New Testament that was in his upper pocket, covered in sheet metal. Whoa! We talk about one of those irony things. He covered his in sheet metal because he's a heat and air guy.
Wow.
So he's got that testament to this day with a big dent on it.
Wow.
Where the bullet hit.
Yeah, I've seen the whiskey flask. So it takes it kind of to the opposite direction there.
Yeah. Okay. That's another subject completely, but still. So yeah,
that's really
got stories that are excellent. So we have that sort of situation. We got another situation where we got people that have sold out and left completely. And what did they do? Well, they gave back to the industry. They became mentors of ours. We've got a bunch of coaches and things like that. We've got some that said, I don't want to sell. I want to keep mine forever. Renee Lucas right there in Indiana. Her goal is to have a business, and I'm going to talk about real numbers, that's in the $5 to $6 million range, which it is today, at a 24% net, which it is today. That's good numbers, right? Right.
That's very healthy.
Yeah. She travels 5 months out of the year. 5 months.
I've been noticing those pictures.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And
That's what
she
I'm
was in
talking about.
a meeting we had recently, and a very arrogant guy says, why should I even listen to you? How much you do last year? Well, 5 million. Well, yeah, I did 8. Why should I listen to you? And she goes, hey, we went to Spain this year. He goes, yeah, I've been to Spain. She goes, yeah, we stayed 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll listen to you now.
Maybe I should listen. Like, how
And
did you
got that net profit.
Yeah. Well, she's got a system in place. It enables that business to run just fine without her. They just got off a 2-month tour of the United States, going from California back to New Jersey by car. And they traveled.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Well,
I would murder everybody in the car.
It's not for
They'd all
everybody, right?
We'd chunk them out the window.
Yeah.
Apparently, her and Travis are very compatible. They ended up getting through
Must
it
be.
and hit a ball.
Must be.
And her goal is to extend that to 6 months. She says, I want to spend half the time every year on the road doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
And still have my business generating some money.
She'll be speaking there.
She is.
So I'd love to hear just what she's using to monitor everything while she's not there. Because our business is 100% remote. We're remote and paperless. And so like it's always thinking outside the box whenever you come to operating a business when you're not physically on site. So that's really interesting and cool that she did.
Yeah, it's cool that we are contractors, because I mean a lot of these events, a lot of it's pay to speak type stuff.
We're not doing
that. It's the marketing companies, it's the coach consultant firms, which it is what it is, but
sure,
to have people that have literally been there or are there now give what they've learned, I think is going to be so much more valuable because they're in the moment, or they've been in the moment within the recent past. So I think that's a really cool thing for contractors to come and listen.
Let me tell you one more thing about her, because this is so good. They joined up Service Nation Alliance probably 8 years ago now. And Travis was not in favor. He goes, man, he's the guy that was in the field. He was working hard in the field. It's June in Indiana. The season's already started. She comes to a Success Day, signed up, and he goes, how are you going to pay for that? You, meaning her. She goes, I'm going to put it on my credit card. He goes, oh, okay, fine. So then she says, well, we got to go to boot camp. He says, we are not going to boot camp. You are going to go to boot camp if you want, because you made this decision. So he threw it right back at her. She goes to boot camp, and they come back. They had a business doing about, I think, 2.5, 3 million then. They fired everybody.
Wow.
Fired all.
Was he now? Did he go to boot camp too, or just her?
No,
just her?
just her.
Oh, so she came back and fired everybody, and
really
now
good at
he's
selling.
gonna
Really
have
good
to
at
go
selling.
back and.
Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to describe how she sold him, but she sold him on stage.
Wow.
We got to start over. We got to start over. And he's going, no, we can't. They did. They did.
Wow.
And they built a business now that enables them to, as I said earlier, 5 million plus, 24% net. I hope she doesn't mind me sharing those numbers.
Too late
Traveling
now.
5 months out of the year, going for 6. So
Wow.
she's on a
That's
group
wild.
with other business owners, and everybody else in the group has sold. And she saw that one day and she goes, what? What's going on here? And somebody asked her, you going to sell too? And she goes, no, I'd be crazy to sell.
Yeah.
I got a revenue stream that's amazing. And I don't have to be there. So,
Well, let's be honest. If somebody offered me $20 million, there's a lot that I can just not have to deal with anymore.
Tersh,
If I
that's
got-
correct. Until you do the math. You
I will
find out-
math that thing to death.
There's some deductions from that.
Yeah.
So it's funny. We actually had him on the show after he sold his business. Russell Furr. He should.
yeah.
I've been following him on Facebook because I'm always curious what happens
Yeah.
after the sale, right? Like
Right?
Yeah.
you're out of your business. What
Competition.
happens? He got stir crazy. He's like,
Yeah.
I've worked my whole life. Like I don't know what. I literally don't have purpose. I think he posted it this morning.
Mhm.
I didn't feel like I had purpose, so I started a new business.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
exactly what happened.
And it's like, so you either keep what you already know and love, or like maybe you transition into something that's new and that you always wanted to do. But
Yeah.
either way, I think most people, even if they sell, they usually find something that you got to stay busy. Like you can't.
Yeah.
I would sleep
Patient
for a
for-
solid week. The first week after I got that check, I would sleep.
OMG, me too. Yep.
Yeah, I do some traveling, but then it's like, well, what would I do after that? Because
Mhm.
you can't. I mean, what are you going to do? You still have a home. Like you still got stuff going on. Like you still.
Yeah, I heard somebody
but you-
said the other day where joy comes from, and it was so interesting. It's like, hey, happiness and joy is a choice, and they're like, no, joy and happiness, it's when you actually build something. Like it's building, it's the productivity of building creates that joy. And so these people, they sell out, and then it's like, I don't have
Oh,
anything
yeah.
that I'm building, right?
The,
Right.
And
the
then-
dopamine.
I feel like same thing happens when people retire.
Yeah.
Like sometimes some of these guys work forever, and they're like 90 years old and they're in great health, and it's like, holy crap, you're 90. And then people that are like 60, 65, they retire and they just fall, like their health and everything just
Yeah.
deteriorates so quickly because they just don't have anything to look forward to anymore.
Well,
Exactly right.
explain that whole thought process about me then, because I woke up Thanksgiving morning and had a broken neck.
Oh,
Like
oh.
woke up out of bed
You're a different case, buddy. Like, you break stuff all the time.
and then go into surgery for neck surgery to have my disc replaced and break my hand the week before that.
Man.
Yeah.
Were you?
You
I'm not 90. I'm not even close.
Were you
I don't know how you
motorcycling?
break anything when you wear those fancy suits. Like
You know what it is? Josh should be stressing me out so much.
The headphones.
it's punching a monitor.
Push your weight. Yeah, pushing down the neck. That could happen.
Oh man.
Oh man, this has been fun. If this is
So-
anything like Service World Expo and Business Uncensored is going to be, it's going to be a blast.
Exactly like it.
It's
Exactly.
gonna be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I really am excited. Every time I've been to either event, we've had a great time. Danielle, is there anything else that we missed? I know that you are beyond organized as far as guests go. Like every time you're like, hey, let's talk about this. Here's a list of things that we can talk about. Like, well, that's not really how things work typically with us. We just kind of dive in rabbit holes. But
It's on the whiteboard right here, and a couple things I'd still like to say.
Right up there.
I would like to still say that, when you guys asked Jim about Service World, something about Business Uncensored, and of course these just
Yes.
marry so well together, is that we spend extensive amounts of time, like months leading up to an event, crafting the agenda based on data from surveys. We do extensive surveys with contractors to find out what's going on, what's the pulse. I mean, we know at the New Flat Rate what's going on out there too, because we're doing ride-alongs all the time and we're talking to people. But we do all these surveys to find out, like, really, what do we need next as an industry? And then we take that and we craft. And so this year on the Business Uncensored stage, It's not about us, it's not about me speaking, you speaking. It's not polished contractor speaking. We're bringing people up. One of my favorite sessions, it's called the Real PPP, and it's pros passing out processes. So it's contractors that have written processes that have made a difference in their company, and they're bringing those to pass
It's
out
not
and share.
not just theories.
Right. It's not an idea. It's like, hey, this is what we did to solve this problem in our warehouse, or this is what we did to solve the problem in the office or on a service call. And here it is written out, T's crossed, I's dotted, passing it out and sharing it with each other. And so we'll have a panel of contractors. It's not the same contractors that are always speaking either. So I'm real excited about that because I think it's going to come really be some tangible value that we haven't seen at other shows. That's just one.
You got another one, don't you?
I mean, I got 3 pages of them.
You got a PowerPoint presentation, probably.
Yeah. But you guys, it's going to be so fun. And then
It
Business
is.
Uncensored all day Tuesday. We're starting early because we really wanted to be able to have the time to dive deep with people and do workshops. And so come early. It's for everybody. Like I said, it's the 2-for-1 pass. You sign up for Service World, you get the pass for everything that week. Let's all go golfing together on Monday. I'm going to play. Jim's going to play. Josh, Tersh. I mean, come on, guys. Let's go play. We invite everybody to play. Exactly. And then on Tuesday, we'll kick off and we'll do all day Business Uncensored. Tuesday night, Service World Party. Wednesday, we've got Expo Hall. We've got keynotes. It's just going to be a good week. But again, pick and choose. Don't go to everything. Pick and choose what you need. And it's going to be a real unfair advantage this year.
So the DeLorean won't be there, I'm assuming. What's going to take its place?
What would you like? What would you like instead?
Oh, I don't know. Way to put me on the spot.
Popcorn truck.
I don't know. I'll have to come back with you on that one.
I know, because when they said,
Man, if you were on the East Coast, I would say our limo. That's we got a limo that we're getting wrapped here. I haven't even told anybody this, but
oh my gosh,
it's
can you bring it?
53-inch mud tires, jacked up. Yeah,
that's
a long drive. That's like a 2-week drive. Remember what I said earlier about not driving across country? Like people would still get ejecto seat out of the back of the limo.
You don't have to drive it. I got a guy. He'll drive it.
Probably.
Got a guy.
Well,
there you go.
Yeah, I would say it's not legal, but it's probably legal in all those states.
We'll get it over there. We'll drive it right in there. Park it right up there at the stage.
That would be
like
cool.
it.
Oh man.
Yeah, when they said, "Hey Danielle, we want to bring a DeLorean into Business Uncensored," I was like, people aren't going to care about that, are they? They cared.
Yeah,
it was fun.
People put it on. Yeah, so many people. That's cool. I'm excited. I mean, I really am excited. We've made a lot of friends at these events too, like people that we just see at the event every year, and so it's cool. I'm excited to come. What else we have? Danielle, you have anything else?
We went over the schedule, bring more people. It's 2-for-1. We do have a promo code, and it's so important, guys. Let us help save you. So if you go to sign up, the promo code is BU 2023, and tell them I sent you. Jim sent you too. We sent you. And BU 2023 so that you can get the best rate when you sign up. And we want to help you to be able to bring more people this year. So you get full access and a great rate.
Well, we'll definitely
We've got a discounted rate as well on the website up through June 30th. I keep looking at the calendar, but
yeah, and it's only, what is it, the 15th today? So shoot, let's start signing up. Let's start signing up.
Considerable money. And at one point, Danielle was talking about exhibitors. Is it okay just to?
Yeah, I was going to ask you because on the fancy list that Danielle sent over to me, you're supposed to talk about exhibitors.
Good. Okay. over 200 exhibitors. Okay, so we got a huge, but one I'm really excited about, iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio.
Cool.
Yeah. They're a new partner with us. Actually, we're doing a success day with them down in Tampa, but that's another subject completely. But they are connected. They own the market in about 300 cities across the United States. They own country western rock and roll, hard rock, soft rock, talk radio, all the stations. They've got it. They say they've got 167 million people connected with either a cell phone, a tablet, a laptop, some kind of a music producing device across the nation.
They also, little known fact here, they have podcasts as well, and we're on it.
Oh,
neat.
my thunder. I was going to say that. Now I'm
Oh, my bad. Danielle didn't put it on the list over here. Shoot.
That's all right. They are very good at what they do, and they're a brand new company. So we're enthused. There's 3 more, but I can't tell you who they are. But got to come.
That's a cliffhanger.
Dum dum dum.
Yeah.
I'm glad you shared that. That'll be good. Yeah, guys, it's going to be an event. And you know what? Everybody says every year. We hear this all the time. I'm going to wait and I'm going to register closer to so I know what's going on in my business.
Yeah.
And that is a reactionary mindset. That's
Mhm.
reactionary. That's not entrepreneur mindset. That's not being an owner. So we need to look ahead, pre-plan your October, put it on the calendar, and then you've got all this time to make sure that things are running like you need them to be. So you can step away for 1 week. Let's
But
go
you
away for 1
also,
week together.
it creates a leverage in your mind as well, because you've already paid for everything. You booked your flight, you booked your hotel. And so that's the investment that you put towards that. Then mentally, hey, I'm going to go here. I have to make sure the business is good before I leave. So then it forces you with that leverage to make sure that things are either going to run or either the place is going to burn down while you're gone. Sometimes you just like, all right, screw it. We'll rebuild. We'll rebuild with all the great information that I get from the event.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we really appreciate hanging out with you guys and gals. Anybody that's listening to the show and you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out to Jim or Danielle. Jim's cell phone number is, I'm just kidding. But for real, reach out to them. ServiceWorldExpo.com. I just want to make sure I had the right email, website. And if you have any questions for me or Josh, just call Josh and
his cell phone number. Yeah,
his cell phone number. I will give his cell phone number.
I know you will.
Right. But honestly, I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. And until we talk again next time, I hope you have a safe and wonderful week. And thank you again for hanging out with us on the Service Business Mastery Podcast. We'll see you later.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Service Business Mastery. Now that you are equipped with essential business advice from this impactful conversation, you are one step closer to becoming the successful owner of your dreams. If this episode has been helpful to your business journey, don't forget to subscribe to the show, leave a rating, and share it with other owners as well. Visit servicebusinessmastery.com to learn more.